Now on Nightside, the man accused of killing a family of 4 in Kellogg has pleaded guilty.
We have rain moving through the region right now, starting to taper off in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but it will not be dry for long. I'll have your forecast.
How a murder suspect accused of killing 2 people in the Minnehaha neighborhood could be connected to a missing persons investigation. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Thanks so much for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. A lot of people hoping for snow this week so we can have a white Christmas, but instead we're getting a whole lot of rain. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is here now with how much we can expect in our first alert forecast.
Well, right now we have some heavier precipitation that is moving south of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. This is going to come in waves over the next 12 to 18 hours. And the first wave is moved through and we're starting to see a very distinct back edge, but there is more wet weather coming overnight. I just want to zoom in and show you that we've dried out in Coeur d'Alene. Still some light rain in Spokane, but this heavier band of precipitation to our north, Suncrest, Tum Tum, moving into Deer Park. Things are really coming down around Chattaroy and in the form of rain. Now, in some of the northern valleys up around Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, you may have a rain-snow mix, or on some of the higher benches above 3,000 feet, some accumulating snow. Our forecast radar, starting off at our current time, shows one band of precipitation moving north, but another one behind it. And here's another one on the way for tomorrow morning. As we go through the day, we'll continue to see that chance of showers, maybe another little break around noon, but we don't dry out completely until we're into tomorrow evening. Even then, a sprinkle or two is possible. Temperatures, meanwhile, we are at 34 in Spokane, 33 in Coeur d'Alene, but Moscow, Pullman, and Lewiston quite a bit warmer. We are seeing some warmer air coming up with this, so this is likely as cool as it is going to get, and then we will start warming up. 36 at 7 o'clock. A high tomorrow of 40. So if you do get a little bit of light snow at your house, it will not be around for long. 33 is our average high. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, tonight, a man accused of gunning down his neighbors, a family of 4, has pleaded guilty, bringing the victim's family one step closer to closure. These are the 4 lives taken in that shooting last June. 16-year-old Aiken Smith, his 18-year-old brother Devin, their mom Kenna Gardapi, and their father their grandfather Kenneth Gardapi. Jordan Smith was in the courtroom in Wallace today and tells us what's next for Kaler.
Well, it was an emotional day in court this afternoon as Major John Kaler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of second-degree murder in front of an emotional courtroom this afternoon.
In Wallace today, Major John Kaler made the walk from the Shoshone County Jail en route to accept a plea agreement for the murders of a Kellogg family.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Kaler, originally arraigned on 4 counts of first-degree murder and burglary, agreed to downgraded charges of 4 counts of second-degree murder.
Do you understand those 4 charges and the maximum potential penalty?
Yes, I do.
Kaler, expressionless throughout the hearing, his head down, looking at the judge only when she asked him direct questions. His answers limited to one word. One by one, Judge Duggan listed the names of the 4 family members that were murdered back in June. Kaler pleading guilty to each one.
Did you willfully, deliberately, and with malice aforethought unlawfully kill the person of Kenneth R. Gardapi, a human being, to wit by shooting him, which resulted in his death? Did you engage in this charged conduct?
Yes.
In the courtroom, tears streaming down the faces of family members watching as each guilty plea was entered. Shortly after, Kaler was escorted out of the room and back to the jail across the street.
And Kaler's sentencing is scheduled for March 25th of next year at 1 p.m. Each count of second-degree murder carries a sentencing of 10 years to life in prison. In Shoshone County, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Well, surveillance video from a nearby home helped Spokane police catch a suspected double murderer. 25-year-old Brandon Kenny was arrested on Saturday for the murders of 23-year-old Kiara Morgan Wieland and 37-year-old Colton Russell. Court documents say the surveillance video captured Kenny stabbing Morgan Wieland multiple times. The medical examiner's office confirmed that Russell was shot. When officers arrived on scene, they found blue pills, likely fentanyl, inside the car where Russell was found.
It was a sense of relief
We've been sitting and waiting for, a week to see if anything was going to occur. And, stuff goes through your mind that you don't think that they're ever going to catch anybody,
The victims in this case were also suspects in the disappearance of a woman who's been missing since November. To learn more about how they're all connected, you can find this story on KXLY.com. Well, new information from North Idaho's other quadruple murder case. A judge in Moscow has denied 2 motions from suspected Moscow killer Brian Kohberger to dismiss the charges against him. Kohberger's defense team wanted the grand jury indictment dismissed, saying the jurors were given improper instructions about the level of probable cause needed to indict him. In a ruling late last week, the judge also denied a request to dismiss the charges over prosecutorial misconduct and inadmissible evidence. The judge wrote that the defense arguments were historically interesting and creative, but did not overturn Idaho's interpretation of case law. Kohberger is charged with killing Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in November of last year. He faces the death penalty, but a trial date has not yet been set. It's the last week of the trial for Richard Aguirre, the former Pasco police officer accused of murdering a Spokane woman over 3 decades ago. Ruby Doss's body was found in a vacant lot in East Spokane in 1986. Today, a witness testified about DNA collected from evidence found at the crime scene. Aguirre was in court today as the state called on Lorraine Heath, a DNA expert. She analyzed many pieces of evidence in this case. The defense questioned her on the DNA found on underwear Doss had been wearing the night she was killed. Heath said Aguirre's DNA was not found on the underwear. She later stated she didn't know if Doss had been wearing them. Another piece of evidence found at the crime scene was a used condom. Heath analyzed DNA from the packaging it had been in.
DNA profile obtained from the swabs of the inside of the condom package are a mixture consistent with originating from at least 2 individuals. The male component matches Richard Aguirre. The estimated probability of selecting an unrelated individual at random from the U.S. population with a matching profile is 1 in 8.9 quintillion.
Closing statements are expected to begin tomorrow. We'll update you with any new information as soon as it becomes available. And we're learning bits of new information about a shooting by Spirit Lake police that left a woman dead last month. The Cooney County Sheriff's Office has been investigating the incident, but detectives have not provided the public with what's led up to the shots being fired. Today, we're learning 2 officers found a gun near S.A. Floyd's body after they fired shots into her room. They were there on a welfare check, and after announcing their presence, entered her home and her bedroom. Investigators still have not released what prompted the officers to fire at Floyd, whether she pointed a gun at them or whether the gun even belonged to her.
Well, Drew Lock didn't know he'd be starting at quarterback for the Seahawks until late this afternoon after the team scratched Geno Smith as he's been dealing with a groin injury. But once the game against the Eagles was over, there was no question as to why Seattle kept him on the roster for the past 2 years. With the Seahawks down,
you don't get very many opportunities in this league. And with every opportunity you get, you need to be as ready as you can be because you don't get a ton of them. And for us to come out tonight and play the way we did and get a win. And
by the time the game was over, it took all night to get it done. Drew played a fantastic football game for us and did a beautiful job.
Now, based on the comments from head coach Pete Carroll after the game, it does sound like Geno Smith should be good to go next week against Tennessee. But if they do need Locke to come in, I'd say they're more than confident he can get the job done. Derek, I send it over to you.
All right, Alex, thanks so much. Well, what the Spokane Fire Department is doing to reduce the risk of wildfires like the one that devastated the town of Medical Lake last summer. The new mask mandate coming to multi-care health facilities as well.
Beautiful pick of the night tonight from Rebecca Botso. This is the view from Hope, Idaho, Friday night. Gorgeous sunset, some snow on the mountains, but it is warm down in the valleys. I'll have your forecast after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
I was only planning to jingle some of the way tonight, but now I think I might be jingling all the way for you.
It's never too early for late night cheer.
How satisfied are you with your visit with us?
I'm not satisfied.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Spokane's hottest music.
Man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Spokane Wedding Expo is January 6th. For tickets, visit SpokaneWeddingExpo.com.
It's been nearly 4 months since 2 separate wildfires ripped through Spokane County, displacing hundreds of families and forever changing the communities of Elk and Medical Lake. The Spokane Fire Department, in partnership with the Department of Natural Resources, has been conducting fuels reduction around the county and says it's made a difference even with the summer's 2 major fires. Spokane Fire was able to tour Medical Lake following the Gray Fire and found that some of the surviving homes and areas had fuels reduction in place. They say fuels reduction shouldn't just happen during fire season, but all year long.
They had good defensible space around them and nothing ignitable, and so those homes survived the wildfire. What we've learned is that the ember showers are as much of a risk as the wildfire.
If you'd like to learn more about ways to protect your home from wildfires, you can head over to KXLY.com. All right, how many of you remember this? 15 years ago today, December 18th, 2008, is what we now refer to as snowpocalypse. The snow started falling on the 17th, and by the time it was over, 23 inches had fallen in Spokane, 25 in Coeur d'Alene. Roofs collapsed, trees went down, power was knocked out, and the community was, well, basically stuck in more ways than one. It was one of the worst snowstorms in eastern Washington history, and one of the storms that led to a historic winter of snow in the inland Northwest. Chris, I think we finished that winter, I want to say it was something like 93 inches of snow. It was insane.
It was close to 100 inches of snow. I should have that total right at the top of my head. I will look that up to have it at the end of the broadcast. Incentive to stay tuned. But that also means it is the 14th anniversary of my snowblower, because I told my husband...
We're not doing this again.
Yes, it was my birthday present the following October. We got a little rain-snow mix in Sandpoint right now. Here's a look at the view of US 2 and Boyer. You have to look kind of close, but there's some snow mixed in with the rain here, and it's going to pick up in intensity. That band of heavier precipitation is moving north. You may have some minor accumulations generally above 3,000 feet in those northern mountains. Here's a look at our radar zoomed in on East Hope, Boyer. Here's Sandpoint right here. And if you see a variety of colors, it is green right in downtown, but you do not have to go up very far to find the pink, indicating that rain-snow mix, and then eventually snow in the mountains. Heavier band of precipitation extending from Spirit Lake, where we're seeing a bit of a rain-snow mix, to the Suncrest area just south of Deer Park, and that is moving north, that dark red indicating some pretty heavy rain. Here are 4 things to know about your forecast. Rain likely Tuesday. In the northern valleys in the morning, the snow level will be around 3,000 feet. We're going to be dry through Thursday, and on the 25th, Christmas Day, a 20% chance of snow. Actually, it is a 21% chance, to be precise, of a 1/10 of an inch of snow or more, a 1/10 of an inch, a 2% chance of 1 inch of snow, a 0% chance of 2 inches of snow or more. The forecast high, 36 degrees. So we could get a little bit of snow, but it's not going to be sledding snow or snow blowing snow. I think I've only used my snowblower once this year. A chance of rain on Tuesday. Very high to start the day, then it starts decreasing around noon, but really becomes less consequential as we get into the evening commute. We don't go down to 0 though until we're into early Wednesday morning, and then we'll stay dry for Wednesday and Thursday before the next system comes in Friday. Very similar with rain. Overnight lows tonight. We'll be down in the mid-30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, basically our current temperature, and then we'll slowly be increasing. Those overnight lows down around Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, Colville, that's why we're seeing the snow, but those will be heading up into the 40-degree range tomorrow. So if you do get snow at your house in Sandpoint, it will likely be all gone very soon, especially when that rain starts. We'll be in the mid-40s in Ritzville and Pullman, 50 degrees in Lewiston. Winter officially starts Thursday evening, but it's going to be 40 degrees and mostly cloudy. Rain on Friday, a little bit of a rain-snow mix Saturday. We may see that minor accumulation Saturday as well. We're talking 1/10 of an inch, though, not even an inch of snow in our 7-day forecast.
21% though, you said?
21%. I'm looking at the national blended models. Yes.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Maybe it'll go up.
Even a dusting to wake up to would be something, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, Multicare is going back to mask requirements at its facilities. The health system says in the last week, it has passed the threshold of regional emergency department visits for respiratory diseases like the flu and RSV. So effective immediately, masks are required for patients, visitors, and staff in all patient care areas inside of hospitals and emergency departments. At most clinics, masking is required for employees and strongly recommended, but not required for patients and visitors. The FDA just approved a new therapies for sickle cell disease. This could mean a new era of treatments of genetic conditions. Sickle cell disease is a group of inherited red blood cell disorders. It causes red blood cells to become hard, sticky, and have a crescent shape. It causes extreme pain and organ damage over a lifetime. The only cure used to be bone marrow or stem cell transplants. Now there's a technique that alters stem cells and another therapy that uses genetic modification.
Both of the clinical trials that led to these two products' FDA approval showed dramatic decrease in the number of painful episodes that these patients are having.
But these new treatments won't cure sickle cell, and because they're brand new, it means they're also very expensive. Over time, the therapies will likely get cheaper and better. Well, check your freezer. There's a massive chicken recall right now because TGI Friday's boneless chicken bites may be contaminated with pieces of clear, hard plastic. 26,000 pounds of the boneless chicken bites are being recalled nationwide. All right, a 12-year-old boy was found emaciated with tape around his legs. Now his mother, a famous YouTuber, is pleading guilty to felony child abuse. That story next on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
We are here in Israel, a nation at war. The worst attack in 50 years. Israel waging a fierce bombardment of Gaza.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you eat, what makes you happy, and what keeps you up at night. The place you call home. It's why we created a health insurance company that considers so much more. WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family, with friends, no matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
Right now at Foothills Mazda, get 0% financing for 5 years and 0 down payment with approved credit on the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-5. Shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
All right, thanks for staying up with us here on Nightside.
My deepest regret and sorrow for my family and my children. Guilty.
That was Ruby Frank pleading guilty to 4 counts of felony child abuse. The former YouTube parenting influencer had more than 2 million subscribers on her now deleted channel. The channel documented the lives of her 6 children and how she disciplined them. But it all unraveled when her 12-year-old son ran away to a neighbor's house.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Frank is now pointing the finger at her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt. Frank's attorney saying Hildebrandt isolated Frank from her family, and this prolonged isolation resulted in Miss Frank being subjected to a distorted sense of morality shaped by Miss Hildebrandt's influence. Hildebrandt faces 6 counts of child abuse charges herself, with Frank agreeing to testify against her. Southwest Airlines is hoping this year's travel season will go off without a hitch, especially since they're still paying the fines for leaving millions of people stranded last year. Recently, the airline was hit with a $140 million penalty by the Department of Transportation. The government found the airlines failed to provide adequate customer service assistance, flight status notifications, and prompt refunds.
What we're doing here is sending a message to the entire airline industry. You need to take care of your passengers, and if you don't, there will be consequences.
Southwest has already paid out more than $600 million to passengers impacted by last year's travel nightmare. Well, there are only a few shopping days left until Christmas. If you're shipping, crunch time is now. FedEx says the deadline for Express Saver or 3-day freight is tomorrow. Wednesday is the last day for 2-day shipping with FedEx. Thursday is the deadline for FedEx 1-day, and Friday is the last day for same-day shipping. The last day to use Priority Mail Express with the post office is on Wednesday. For UPS, ship your gifts out tomorrow for 3-day select, Wednesday for second-day air, or Thursday for next-day air. Don't dilly-dally.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Numerica Credit Union.
Stop. Welcome back. This is an excellent school and your children are learning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is right.
Single file line, most flammable kids first.
What's happening?
I'm just so happy to be back. Do you work here? This is embarrassing for you.
The wait is over. Abbott Elementary returns February 7th on ABC.
Time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
Bounced from one doctor to the next. Did they even send my lab work? Wait, was I supposed to bring that? Then there's the forms, the bills, the nada bills, the... Press forward and repeat
Healthcare can get a whole lot easier when your medical records, care, and coverage are in one place. At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together for all that is you.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family, with friends, no matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
Right now at Foothills Mazda, get 0% financing for 5 years and 0 down payment with approved credit on the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-5. Shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Seahawks kept their playoff hopes alive tonight with a dramatic win against the Philadelphia Eagles. And Alex Crescenti, no matter if the Seahawks make the playoffs or not, this one will live on for a long time in people's memories.
Yeah, hope your heart rate's a little bit better now than it was a couple hours ago. But with Geno Smith sidelined with a groin injury for the second straight weeks, all eyes would be on Drew Lock, who's really seeing his first meaningful minutes in these last couple of games for the first time in 2 years. Seattle played it pretty good.
So many guys made things happen in a special way.
Now, Seattle sits at 8th place in the NFC, but the remaining schedule includes Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Arizona, all great opportunities to pick up wins, especially considering Titans and the Cardinals have nothing to play for as they've been eliminated from playoff contention. Switching over to college basketball now, after the Gonzaga Bulldogs were handled by UConn over the weekend, we knew they'd take a bit of a dive in the top 25 polls, and today they check in at number 15 in the latest AP poll. Big reason for the struggles lately, the lack of offense. The Zags are averaging less than 80 points a game in their last 3 contests, and they are dreadful from beyond the arc, coming in at 239th in the nation in three-point percentage. That's just one spot ahead of Idaho.
I mean, they felt it. They competed physically. We just got to be able to step up and make shots in games like this, and you need, 8 games out of your best guys.
On the women's side, the Zags moved up 1 spot in the latest AP poll to number 20 in the nation. Bulldogs are coming off a big 83-58 win against South Dakota State yesterday and now have a 5-game winning streak going as they're going to travel down to Phoenix later this week to take on Arizona, their 4th Pac-12 program they've played so far in non-conference.
I think it's been tough, but our players have embraced it and for the most part internalized the scout and executed as well as we could expect them to, really.
While the Washington State Cougars aren't ranked inside the top 25, they're coming off a win against Houston on Sunday afternoon. That included a big performance from guard Jenna Villa. She scored 18 points off the bench and was 4 from 5 from three-point range. And for that performance, she earns the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week honors. But this exactly doesn't come as a surprise for the coaching staff.
This is how we saw Jenna play all summer with us. She just stepped into big moments and made shots. Again, she's got to be consistent at that. I want her shooting every shot she gets. Again, you see how fast she can put those up.
Now, we're still 3 months away from the Spokane Velocity kicking off their inaugural season, but today the team debuted the kits that are going to be taken when they take the pitch in March. Now, the home uniform is that primary white with the impact blue, and then the edges is very nice. And then, as you can see, the away, that black and blue, pretty cool there. Certainly will look amazing, especially on TV. And you can own one of these jerseys. Pre-orders begin on January 1st. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a bonus for me.
At the Salvation Army, a rent check isn't just a rent check. It's a hangout, a safe haven, a sanctuary, a place to grow and grow closer, a treasured past and plans for the future. With your gift, families know that wherever they go, they can always come back home.
During the holiday sale at Furniture Row, I could show you one sofa,
one table, one mattress, even just one bed. But then you'd miss out on the hundreds of other sofas, tables, beds, mattresses, and accessories that make up Furniture Row's incredible selection and guaranteed lowest prices. And best of all, everything is on sale. Plus, 5 years, no interest financing. Shop the holiday sale today, only at Furniture Row.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
All right, that big winter, 08-09, 97.7 inches total.
That's a lot of snow.
And the previous winter was 92.6. They were both La Nina years. The next year was El Nino when I got my snowblower and never used it once. So
You were ready, though.
I was ready, and it has been used many times since.
Yeah, they're definitely a godsend to have, I'll tell you that. All right, we'll be tracking more than just the weather this week. We'll be tracking the big guy, too. You can head to 4 News Now's Santa Tracker right now and bookmark this page. It is KXOY.com/Santa Tracker, or just watch that homepage on Christmas Eve to get in on all that holiday fun. Alex, you remember checking that Santa Tracker on NORAD, right?
I love that. It's amazing.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Everybody have a great night.